There are three tax codes that you need to know if you want to, number one, transfer wealth to the next generation 100% tax free. Number two, if you want to be in a position where you're able to accumulate and also grow your money tax deferred. And finally, while putting yourself in a position to access all that money 100% tax free. So I'm going to show you how these three tax codes that governs life insurance contracts actually work and how you can leverage it to your benefit. The first tax code is tax code 101A. Okay, this is the tax code that allows you to get a death benefit and then transfer it to your beneficiary when you pass away tax free. So let's say you have a policy for $1.5 million. All right, $1.5 million death benefit. 10, 20, 30 years down the road, you passed away. Well, guess what? This 1.5 million gets paid out to your beneficiary tax free. Okay, phenomenal. And keep in mind, this has been in existence since 1913. And if you think about it, the people who own these types of policies back then are either wealthy people or politicians. But today, anybody can get a life insurance policy for whatever amount you can afford and have that money transferred to your loved ones tax-free. The second tax code is tax code 72E. This code is what allows you to grow your money and accumulate money in a life insurance contract tax deferred. So that means that as your money is growing inside this life insurance contract, you don't have to pay taxes on the immediate. All right. This can only be done in a permanent life insurance contract. So let's take, for example, you have a client who maybe they have $500,000. They don't know what to do with it and they want to leverage this type of policy. Well, they can't necessarily dump in $500,000 at once because of the guidelines that are in place, but they can spread it out over the course of, let's say, 5 years. So they put in over the course of 5 years, all right, $500,000. Okay, so now that money's in the policy. Now, due to time and because this money is earning interest and is growing, right? Now, keep in mind, they're paying for cost of insurance as well. But if it's structured and done the right way, that cost can be drastically reduced. All right, so let's say over time, they were able to accumulate additional $250,000 on top of that. So that's about a 50% growth over time, all right, due to compound interest. Well, this growth does not necessarily mean you're paying taxes on this because you don't necessarily pay taxes on the growth of money you accumulate in your life insurance contract if you access it the right way, all right, which now brings me to the third code, which is 7702. Tax code 7702 is what allows you to access money from your life insurance policy without having to pay taxes on it if you do it the right way. Now, there are two ways to access money from your policy. Number one, you have accessing it as a withdrawal. Okay. All right. And the second way is as a loan. Now, accessing it as a withdrawal is what we call the dumb way. You can, but it's not the smartest way to pull money out of your insurance policy, because if you start withdrawing money, meaning that you're liquidating what's in here, right, you will be subject to paying taxes on any growth that you earn on top of what you put in. For example, we talked about over the course of 5 years, you put in $500,000 and you stopped. All right. And over the course of time, maybe 10, 20 years, whatever the case may be, you've accumulated additional $250,000 or maybe $500,000. Well, if you start the withdrawal, you don't pay taxes on the $500,000. All right. You don't pay taxes on that because this is after tax dollars, not pre-tax. You've already paid taxes on that. But the moment you've accessed 500 and you start to dip into the 250 or whatever you have in your cash value, then this right here becomes taxable. You have to pay taxes on that because you're liquidating the money, which is why it's not the smartest way to pull money out of your life insurance policy. That's why we recommend taking out a loan, because when you take out a loan, you don't pay taxes on loans. All right. So rather than you withdrawing, you say, you know what, I want to use all the money in my cash value as a retirement supplement and take out maybe $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 every year. Well, when you start pulling that money out as a loan, you're not touching your money. You're borrowing from the insurance company, right? So, and they're holding your money as a collateral. So that means all your money in your policy is still earning interest over time. All right. And while you're taking out a loan every month or every year, whatever you choose. So that's why this is the smartest way to actually leverage your life insurance contract. And what would happen is after or whenever you pass away, let's say 15, 20 years down the road, and you have maybe, let's say $300,000 in loan outstanding, all they'll simply do is to deduct that money from your death benefit, and the rest will get paid out to your beneficiary. All right. And that's why that's how you're able to access money from your life insurance policy tax free because of this tax code. So hopefully this makes sense. Now, once again, this is not for everybody, but if you see the benefit in this, you can see how, number one, you're able to get coverage to protect your family and transfer wealth to them whenever you pass away. And also you're able to put in money into the life insurance contract, provided that it's funded and structured the right way, and have your money grow tax deferred. And then with tax code 7702, access that money 100% tax free.